I'm Lori J. Steinfeld, the creator of the original wall stamp. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a layered, textured, kind of an old school look. For this, you'll need all the supplies from the two-tone video, your original wall stamp, and a spray bottle with white distilled vinegar in it. Vinegar and a spray bottle. That's all you need. I'm going to spray this spot right here. And you notice it's running. Keep your rag, because if you don't like it, you're just going to roll right over it. I like it. So I'm going to throw, ooh, it smells like vinegar. I'm going to throw this on there. We're going to do some of the gold. Or I keep saying gold, but it's more of a bronze. Here's where you might want to use your level, because I don't have this marked. But I can eyeball, I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to put that right. So I put that on the vinegar. You can see the vinegar is running down the wall. And look at that. It's almost like a transfer or a reverse. But there's something about that I just think is so cool. It doesn't look like you bought it. It doesn't look like no one's wall is going to match yours, because that is so different. So then we'll do that again. Just throw some vinegar. It's going to run. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to throw that right in this space, sort of how I did that one. Let it hang, get my level. See, look at that. I just think that's so cool. Let me talk you through this one. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do that one again right there. Y'all are going to come up with even better techniques and cool tricks to do, and you're going to teach me on when you send in, hey, look what I did, and using 9 colors or whatever, you're going to come up with your own deal. So this one we're going to put on here. This is what I wanted to show you. A lot of people are going to think you have to hold both of these to do the stamp. You do not. Once you get it up by the wall, let go, let it hang plumb, let your level out, like right about there. See that? And then stamp it. I saw the gal who I was trying to teach, she kept holding on to the bottom, and that was not allowing the stamp to hang, and it wasn't allowing the level to ever level out. So once you get it close to the wall, just let go. I just love that. I don't know if it's just me. I just love it. And there's also, look, even after you do it, you can spray it again, and look what happens. And you can just let it run. And this is something that if people really want it to look like a fresco, like old Italian, like it's been there forever, you can do that. And then, see, this is one variance, here's another. And then we can stamp when that dries. If you don't like the runs, which they don't bother me, you just take a brush and you can just help them brush them down the wall. But that's another trick that you can do, is you can spray it after, and you can just keep this is something fun to do if you want your wall to look like it's been there 100 years, like an old. That's what we used to get hired and pay to do, is to make a wall look like a fresco, like it's been there, since the 1920s. So there's that technique, and now I'm going to show you overlapping. And I'm going to put more bronze on now, just so you see that you can keep playing with color. And like, say you did your wall, the first one that we did, where it looked like old wallpaper, and then 6 months from then or 3 months from then you go, oh, I want to overlap it and fill the space. You can take this and you can go like right over. Again, I'm going to show you. You hold it from here and just sort of let it, see, look, when I let go of the bottom, if you keep trying to negotiate this, it never really gets where it needs to be. So if you just let go, and once it levels out, then get it on the wall. And you can look on the website for this. I have actually a pattern that's overlapped, and you can almost fill in the whole wall if you want to. And another thing is, once you start to overlap, feel free to do different variances, meaning use your stamp, not just the one time, but use it again. And you can see that I touched the wall there which is not a big deal, especially if you're overlapping. So I'm just going to wipe it off. That was still pretty loaded. You can fill your whole wall if you want to with the stamp. There's one stamp we have called Damask that's so cool. That's where you fill the whole wall, and it looks like fabric, actually. And then you can also introduce another color. You can do a silver over this. You can do white over this. As a matter of fact, we can do white. So here's my stamp. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe it down a little bit, get some of this color off. Normally I would go to a sink and clean it off, but just for the video I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. And now I need a new clean rag, which is right here. Always keep a clean rag with you for your walls. So it's sort of clean. I'm going to take this white, and instead of rolling it, I'm just going to brush it on because I'm just working quickly just to show you a couple of techniques. So you can roll some white on, or silver, or whatever your color combinations are. And if you want to go over, let's just say we're going to go right over this one or next to this one. So if you have white bedding and this is your bedroom and you want it to match, then you can throw, you know, a stamp with some white in there. And then you can do solid if you want. The more I use this, the more white it's going to be. And this is how we stamp. We just play. Like we go to someone's house and we're like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. She's got, you know, white bedding. Let's add some white to it. Or someone has pink. Let's add some pink. You can add whatever works for the room. That's sort of an off-white. See, like there, if that bugs you, you just take some paint and you can make it thicker there. And I think that's what I love about the stamp is you're actually part of it. You're not just depending on the stamp. You get to play with it afterwards. You get to pick up a brush and color, and you get to play with your wall and figure it out and see what you like. If you don't like that, here's the beauty of it. I would like a crisper white. I don't think I love the off-white, but look, wet rag, and I'm going to take it right off. But silver would be pretty. I'm going to show you like this one, how we had it run down the wall. So I'm going to take some of this white back off. These stamps are fabulous because they clean up so well. The cool thing too is when you're done with them, if you don't want to let a friend borrow them, or put them in your sink. They're decorative sink mats. Or in your kid's bathtub so they don't slip. And then when you want to use it again, take it out. I'm going to throw this color back on and show you how you can make it run down the wall even more. I was being conservative there, but you can be a little more courageous with the antiquing. So I'm going to get my vinegar, and let's just go right there. I'm going to put this one right there, get it level. I'm going to press a little harder than I did on the other side because I do want a little bit more color to show you this technique. So see, it's a little heavier, and then you can just hit it again. And as you see it starts to run, you can just let it run. That one's sort of taking the pattern away, but that's okay. You can dab it as you go. But a lot of times we've done a wall like this too, where we've let the whole thing run, and when the wall's dry, we stamp again, and it just looks like almost like a metal wall. This almost makes it look like rust. And you can see it does its own thing with the vinegar because it moves it around. And that's, I think, what I love is when you see something natural take place, where it just sort of bubbles or does its own thing. So this we can do several times. And you know, we can do more and more bronze just so that runs more. We have more of the bronze running. While that's still wet and running, you can tuck another one right next to it. And then we can do another one. I'm just going to show you in this little space how cool this can be when you get your whole wall. And I think that's what people are after, is to be unique and not have your wall look like wallpaper. So just let that run a little bit. You can see you can put as much vinegar as you want. But see, once the whole wall is done, it's just so cool. I'm going to put another one right here, just so you can see a section. See, and if kids want to help, you place the stamp and let them pat it. So if that gets too much of the drips that are too solid, you see how these ones are a little more open, that one's a little more faded, you can just play with that with the brush. But if you can imagine, and I can do it, I can show you the whole wall, but that look when it's done, just no one understands what it is. It's so cool. It looks like a building in Europe that some old Italian painted 102 years ago. That's what I've always been after, is something unique and different that not everybody has. I think that's what separates us. We're all the same, but we're different. So I'm going to put this one right here, just because I want to fill the space to show you. See that? I did that one-handed. Now some of you are thinking to yourselves, there's no way I'd ever do that on my wall because you don't like that look. And then some people are like, that's what the beauty is it's whatever you like. What's cool about this look is that you never make a mistake. I'll let that run a little bit. So you can see once you keep overlapping, and it just fills in, and then your whole wall looks like, seriously, like that vintage fabric, like 1940s fabric. The pattern on the fabric isn't crisp or detailed. It's very faded and faint, and then the colors in the pattern sort of run through the whole fabric. It just looks vintage, and it is. It's like we don't find that anymore. I actually collect old vintage fabric, so I want my walls. And I hope you can see that. I'm going to do another one right here just so you can see a section that really has that vintage look. And so you can decide what technique you like. This one just happened to be a big seller. Before I do that, I'm going to get rid of a little bit of that chalk line just because I don't want to go over it again. So see how it's level? One hand. Once it's level, you hold it and pat it. Because it is rubber, it will slip. So again, I'm going to put one here. Level, hold it, and pat it. You can see as you go, you're just going to get better and better and better. And then your friends are going to call you to go stamp their house, and then you're going to start your own business. So I think you can see right here that that's sort of a section that's all overlapped. You have different variances of color. If this bugs you and you don't want to see the lines, just go and stamp over it again. Put the stamp there. Isn't that cool? By the time you finish stamping a wall and pulling tape and cleaning your supplies, your wall should be dry and ready to put furniture back. And remember to post your picture, post your design, post your wall on Instagram and tag us at The Original Wall Stamp. We'd love to see what you come up with. And be sure to check out our website, theoriginalwallstamp.com for more tips and techniques and for future designs. Thank you so much, and I hope you're encouraged and inspired, and I can't wait to see what you do. You got this.